like to introduce you to another member of the transition team. This is a gentleman who has extensive experience. He's retired. He is not coming out of retirement. He is not part of the slate. He is simply going to be used as a consultant and as a trainer for our BAs and our organizers, because what's currently happening in the union is the current administration sends our BAs and our organizers to Washington to get IBT training. And we're not a warehouse and we're not a transportation hub. We have a unique situation here in Hollywood. We have multiple contracts that we have to deal with, and we have a very specialized problem in Hollywood with the multiple contracts and how everything works and is all integrated. And to actually get the training you need to work as a BA and an organizer in our local, you actually have to spend time on our local or be trained by somebody who has time on our local. And this gentleman I'm going to introduce you to is probably the only qualified candidate, or at least the best qualified candidate in the country, having his years of experience in our Hollywood local. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tony Cousimano. Tony, you want to step in? First of all, thank you for being here.
Oh, thanks, Dirk.
I appreciate it. So, it was no secret that I didn't keep it a secret. I told people that you were coming on right. Specifically for your training right. and your knowledge in the business. Are you looking for a job?
No. In fact, Derek and I had quite a few conversations before I agreed to come down here and give him a full endorsement, Derek Hickson and the clean slate, because my concerns were, was he going to take the same ideas that I originally had and installed in the local union and continue forward to protect the members? And after many conversations, my decision was he's going in the right direction. The clean slate is the right ticket, and that's the reason I agreed to come down here.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, let's talk about your experience. We have a lot of new members. You've been on 6 years.
Correct.
I know it seems like a long time, and at times and other times it's not, but we have a lot of new members, and a lot of new members don't know you, don't know your history. So you have over 50 years in labor, and I'll be honest with you, that's why you're here. Not only your experience in 399, but it's your dedication to union labor and,
right.
and the middle class in this country in the discussions we've had in the past.
Right.
So over 50 years of experience. You had 23 years in 399. Before that, you had 10 years in Local 63 with Joint Council 42. Now, how did you start? What were you doing in the beginning?
Well, I started as a truck driver back in the 70s, early 70s, and drove truck in the freight industry. Became very active in the union. Became a shop steward. The freight local merged with a grocery local. Ended up going to work for Local 63. And became a business agent. And I represented everything from soup to nuts. I represented the grocery industry, the meat industry, the bread industry. I represented the rendering industry, all of the offices, National Master Freight, United Parcel, and so on and so forth. All right? And my responsibilities were also to organize. And I organized some of the largest companies in Southern California. Participated in a lot of joint council organizing drives, Western Conference of Teamsters, and also the International.
Do you remember all the titles that you've had through the years in 399?
Well, I went to work at 399 in 1991, brought in specifically to organize. At the time, the local was probably losing about $30,000 a month, and it was 50% non-union on the street. And I had this task of how do you put the Humpty Dumpty back together again? And we had to reinstall the U in union. We brought in the Joint Council to help us in the organizing drives. The Western Conference of Teamsters, at the time, they were still affiliated with us as far as organizing, and the International. We organized probably upwards of close to 1,000 companies in my 23 years in my tenure. I organized the commercial industry. I organized HBO. I took a lot of these companies that were out on the street, non-union, and a lot of the people that are in the union today, right, that I organized, that I brought into the local, are now going to be getting Teamster pensions when they retire. Now, what positions did I hold? Organizer, business agent, president, assistant director for the motion picture division for the International, and I also sat on the motion picture pension and trust fund, which all these positions I was very proud to be a part of.
I have a lot of questions about the pension fund. A lot of questions have been raised in this campaign about our pension. That's why we're running. Now, the current administration is gearing up. We still don't know the slate yet. It hasn't been announced, but they're running on experience, the experience ticket. Okay, and you mentioned that you organize commercials. I come from a commercial background, and a lot of our members in TV and in feature world are holding that against me, if you will, or saying that I don't have the the understanding of television and feature or the contract knowledge to do the job that I'm running for.
Really?
Exactly. So do you remember when we started with all this commercial stuff?
I can remember because they told us, first of all, they told us the commercial industry would never be organized, all right? And that's just made me dig in that much harder. You sat in the first negotiation with me, next to me, all right?
Yes.
In the commercial contract negotiations. And it was tough because it was like ma and pa kettle. They hated us, all right? I mean, they absolutely hated us. And the thing is that we prevailed. And we got through that first contract, all right? Wasn't the best contract in the world, but it was the first contract. And from there, we took it a lot further.